much shorter than...
Well, I left it short. No, you're good.
Down here to be
No, we're still in frame up here.
Is it looking up at us?
It's kind of looking straight, maybe a smidgen up. Hello!
Well, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us once again on this, the 25th episode of
Heroes and Villains.
Doctor Who subsidiary podcast.
Yep. We're supposed to be watching the Mask of Mandragora today. However, he didn't want to drink because he just got past being sick. So instead, we're doing Heroes and Villains. And we watched...
I probably got sick because I was drunk in the first place.
And we watched Clerks.
We watched Clerks.
Yep.
Cult classic.
Yep. And we'll talk about that when we do eventually have a proper episode. The same way we will talk about Southland Tales, and the same way we will do...
talk about the Saints game?
Well, no, the same way we'll do the best of season 13.
We haven't done that yet.
No.
We're behind.
We are. Sorry about that, but holidays, illness, more holidays, etc. Yeah. Okay, so anyway,
does this look like a nightshirt? What do they call those? Long johns?
Nah. Maybe probably white if it was long johns. Why?
Just one.
Okay.
It feels like long john. Very soft.
That looks comfy. All right. Okay. Anyway, today is January 3rd, 2022. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! What are you drinking today, Harry?
Oh, you're drinking water and I'm drinking rum, because yay.
I was drinking Gatorade earlier.
Well, there you go.
Electrolytes.
Alright.
It's got what you crave. You ever watch Idiocracy?
Yes.
The movie.
Water, like in the toilet? It's a fantastic movie. It's so sublime. Right up there with Joe versus the Volcano in that regard.
I haven't seen that one.
Don't put it on the list.
Okay.
It's good, but it's not list worthy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's a lot of movies out there that are good, but not list worthy. Alright, okay, so the Brigadier. He is one of the longest running companions, along with Sarah Jane Smith.
Probably the most longest running. Because he is one of the earliest reoccurring companions.
Correct. He shows up with the second Doctor in The Web of Fear.
Mm-hmm. I guess Jamie McCrimmon would also be on that list.
Jamie is on that list.
So he might be older than...
But no, Jamie runs with the second Doctor, almost his entire run, but only with the second Doctor. And he comes back a couple of times later on. Most notably in the Two Doctors, and...
Did we run into the Brigadier before Jamie?
No.
The Brigadier's first episode? That was the second Doctor.
Right,
but
the
it's
second Doctor
after
was
Jamie. Okay.
Right. So, the Brigadier starts with the second Doctor, runs pretty much all the way through the third Doctor, and well into the fourth Doctor. Second, third, fourth, right. And then he comes in scatteringly in the future. He shows up again with the fifth Doctor.
Again?
No.
Who's the fifth Doctor? Okay.
Yep, Davison.
Oh, I can't wait.
He shows up again with the fifth Doctor twice.
Are we going to eat celery while we watch? Was it Davidson?
Davison, yeah.
Davison.
Fifth Doctor. So he shows up with the fifth Doctor in Maldron Undead.
I'm going to lapel a piece of celery to my...
And then he remember he was also in the same serial with the first Doctor, the Three Doctors.
Yes.
Right. So he was there with the first, second, third Doctor. He's with the fourth. He's with the fifth in Maldron Undead and the Five Doctors.
So does he need every single Doctor?
No. Hold on. So he's with the fifth. He never meets the sixth. No, the sixth, upper left. Never meets the sixth Doctor. But then he meets the seventh Doctor, which is the one you were pointing at, upper right. He meets him in...
McGann's the one that only had one episode?
Correct.
One serial?
The TV movie, one episode, and a little mini-sode called The Night of the Doctor.
Wasn't one of those animated though?
No, neither of those were animated. But anyway, so and then he meets up with McCoy, the 7th Doctor. And then the Brigadier shows up in Dimensions in Time, the 30th anniversary pseudo special. And then he shows up again in the Sarah Jane Adventures many years later. And he was supposed to show up on the show, but the actor Alliastar Gordon-Stewart passed away.
Alliastar's his real name?
No, hold on.
What's the actor's name?
Alliastar Gordon Lethbridge-Stewart is his name. Hold on. Nicholas Courtney.
Oh.
Nicholas Courtney's the actor's name.
Good actor. What else is he in?
He's a good actor. Besides Doctor Who, I don't know.
I'm guessing military stuff. He's probably in a war movie.
I don't know. But he's there for a very, very, very long time with the Doctor through different incarnations. He keeps coming back. Anyway, so the Brigadier is, when we first meet him, he's not quite a Brigadier. He's promoted to a Brigadier the second time we meet him under the 3rd Doctor.
What was his first rank?
Colonel?
Sounds right.
Or Lieutenant? Something like that. And then he becomes a Brigadier. And then he's a Brigadier the entire time we know him from there on out. He eventually runs a boys' school in Modern Undead, or as part of it. And then eventually does something else.
Do you think the boys call him Brigadier?
Yeah.
At the school? Oh, okay. Let's keep...
Literally, my main watching group to whom we're catching up, or to which we're catching up, is literally on Modern Undead right now. And we've had the same delay on that one, because the last time we met, because of the holidays and illness and all that, was the day before we met for 12/13 for this.
Modern Undead. Can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway, the Brigadier is a right upstanding British gentleman. He's a Scotsman, as denoted by Lethbridge-Stewart, his family name and clan name, or the other way around, clan name and family name. I'm not sure which way it is, but that's why the hyphenated. And he shows up in a kilt in a serial or two. And he's just an all-around great guy, you know, great actor. And we always toast him when he shows up on screen. Right?
And Benton.
And we toast Benton. But Benton will be our second episode tonight.
Any reason to drink, really.
Yeah. Well, Benton will be our second episode tonight, because Sergeant Benton is also a member of UNIT, to which the Brigadier is. And UNIT plays a vital role throughout Doctor Who, very specifically in the old stuff, but also very much in the modern stuff. And all the way up to the current Doctor. They kill off UNIT at one point, or they remove it, and then they have recently brought it back.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I like UNIT. It's like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. of the whole Marvel universe.
Exactly. Originally, it's United Nations Intelligence Task Force. In the modern stuff, it's Unified Intelligence Task Force.
Yeah.
And the Brigadier is a really good part of it. And I've been watching and catching up on our podcast during the intermittent weeks here. And I'm about 3 back. And I just finished the one in Vegas.
How was that?
Yeah, you're a Hanyak, you know? You're sitting there putting the ice cubes in the glass, one by one by one. Oh my gosh.
What was that?
And I'm sorry you don't like Terry Gilliam films. You mentioned that while I'm away in the bathroom in the
I've talked about
podcast
that
before
twice,
that.
at least.
Yeah,
I did like Terry Gilliam's films. I don't like Terry Gilliam's endings.
Well, you like half of them.
I like
The good ones.
Yeah.
You don't like the ones that...
I didn't like Tideland.
Oh, God. Tideland's
To be fair, does anyone like that movie?
I like it artistically.
To not be liked.
Yeah, but anyway, so I'm catching up, and I'm putting more stuff on Patreon. Today I put up episodes 7, 8, 8, 9, and 10 on the Patreon. I'm slowly but surely trying to throw them on there while I think about it, and slowly but surely catch up to where we are now.
For sure.
Eventually, Patreon will be caught up, and we probably still won't have any patrons, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's just somewhere else to put this stuff. Okay. Alright, so the Brigadier, long-running military man, good and honorable, Scotsman.
Very militaristically minded, which makes him butt heads with both doctors a bit. But
all the
mostly,
doctors, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And then eventually
Pertwee
5 and 7.
was very pacifistic. Pertwee's doctor was very
military.
Running. Yeah.
But by the same token, the Brigadier starts out not exactly trusting the doctor on all things, but by the time Pertwee's done, he trusts the doctor on all things because he knows he's going to be right.
But early on, some of the conflicts are caused by... So, like, there's that one episode where, like, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the meteorite comes in and starts eating people. The Brigadier was going to shoot the meteorite out of the sky, which would have saved the lives of people. Are
you talking the Autons? Or are you talking...
I don't think it was the Autons. Anyways, the doctor knows that it's a living organism, and because he knows it's a living alien species, he goes, "Oh, don't shoot that out of the sky." You don't even... And then the Brigadier, like... Anyway, the doctor's pacifism caused the whole conflict of that episode. But then people lost their lives because of it. So he saved this alien species' lives, but at the cost of other humans. So I would argue that the doctor's not always right when butting heads with the Brigadier.
True, but eventually the Brigadier learns to absolutely trust him because the doctor gets things fixed and done.
But the doctor never learns to trust the Brigadier.
No, he does.
Okay. He does.
Oh, you're thinking of Ambassadors of Death.
That's the one.
The astronauts that come back. Yeah. That's it. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any questions about the Brigadier? Anything you want to say about the Brigadier?
Did we ever get a count on how many episodes he's in? We don't have to. A lot.
Cool.
Is the answer to that.
Hold on.
So when did he pass away, the actor?
2012? 2013? Somewhere in there?
Do you think they'll ever get someone else to play his character like they got someone else to play him?
No. Okay. But in the show, he's been replaced by his daughter.
Oh, okay. So it's more of a spiritual successor than actually replacing the...
Well, it's
character's actor.
It's more of a hierarchical. The Lord dies, now we have the new Lord. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing. Yeah. The king is dead, long live the king. And her name is Kate Stewart. Or Kate Lethbridge. But anyway, she dropped part of the name. Mm-hmm. But nobody has sons anymore. Everybody has replaced by a daughter.
Is she a good companion?
We always have to have women take over from men.
Do you like her character?
And she's good. Yeah, she's actually.
She plays the role of a companion, or is she? Just
No. She hasn't been a companion yet, but she plays the role well. She's a good actress, and the role is generally speaking well written, and she sometimes falls into the same trappings as her father did of the military mind, and she is fantastic with both the.
Which is sometimes the right way to go. Again,
true.
With the asteroid.
And she's fantastic with both the 10th, 11th, and 12th Doctors.
Cool.
Yeah, she runs that gambit.
I like that there's a unit, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. In a way, it gives the show's protagonists agency in the fact that they have an organization that's backing them, rather than them always being...
alone.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Lone agents running from the big bad guys.
Right.
So and the big bad guys that have the organization. It's like it's nice.
Right. And eventually we'll get to Torchwood, which is kind of the same thing, but a little more solo. Torchwood's a bit of their own animal.
Torchwood sounds cool.
It does, and I told you it's an anagram for Doctor Who, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. Oh, you remember from the Third Doctor, the Sea Devils?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, they were in that one serial, and then they show up in a Fifth Doctor serial, which we'll get to.
The Sea Devils?
Yeah, they show up in a Fifth Doctor serial. I don't remember the name of it. Warriors of the Deep, I believe. And we haven't seen them since. They're showing up for the Easter special.
Oh.
So they're finally moving into the 21st century stuff.
Oh, okay.
So they showed up twice in the 20th century, 70s and 80s. Now they're moving into the 21st century. So they literally could be added to your list of reoccurring villains at this point. Yeah.
We could talk about them.
Right. So you literally could add them to that list. Okay.
Costume design update. You think they're going to be CGI?
I don't know. Okay. So to catch you up to where Doctor Who is at the moment, okay? Because it's January 3rd, 2022. Flux ended because it's been nearly a month since we did our last Even Heroes and Villains, much less the regular stuff, which has definitely been a month. So Series 13, Flux ended, and they just had their New Year's Day special, which was Eve of the Daleks, to make a Dalek trilogy or something out of the New Year's Day specials. And the next one's the Easter special for this year, which will have the Sea Devils. And then the final one this year will be the Centennial, which I talk about literally in the Las Vegas episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you were like, the what?
You ever watched the Bicentennial Man?
Yeah.
Is that the same
reasonably
connection that I drew in the last one?
No.
I was guessing at what I was guessing.
But anyway, so
Robin Williams.
Yeah. So they're gonna have the Centennial special in October, November, for the Centennial of the BBC.
I just watched Replica with Keanu Reeves. I'm watching all these robot movies because I find them eerie. Something about technology. It's uncanny. I've been talking to AI.
Have you watched AI?
Is that the one with Will Smith?
No.
I don't think
that's
I have watched.
iRobot.
I watched iRobot.
Good movie.
Replicas, Bicentennial Man.
Okay, good movie.
There's I forget the name of it, but there's one with the robot lady, and they're in this like forest compound, really eerie.
Continue.
A helicopter shows up. It's all about like this guy that made this robot, and he brings out this robotic scientist to see if his AI passes the Turing test. It's really creepy.
Blade Runner?
No, not Blade Runner. I have seen both Blade Runners. It came out recently in like the 2010s.
Oh God! And she escapes and leaves him in there.
With the helicopter, she takes the helicopter.
I hate that crap.
Man, that was a creepy
I didn't
movie.
see it.
Oh, okay.
It just looked bad.
It was kind of like Her, where the guy falls in love with Siri. He fell in love with this robot, so he gets taken advantage of.
But Her has what's his name in it? Joaquin Phoenix.
Yes. I think
he's
that's
good. Yeah, he's so good.
He is a good actor. Still a weird movie.
Yeah.
But you watch these really creepy robot movies, and then you start talking to like Google's AI, just having conversations.
I don't have conversations with Google's AI.
You should. It's fun.
No.
It's creepy. How else are they going to learn?
Okay, maybe when pot's legal in the state, I'll have conversations with Google's AI. Okay, anything else about the Brigadier? What's your favorite serial with the Brigadier that you've seen so far?
Inferno.
God,
Because we get to
Inferno's so
see.
good.
I feel like that's.
But you have the evil Brigadier, the
Right,
alternate
yeah.
Brigadier.
We keep bringing up Inferno, and it wasn't my favorite for that Doctor. Or it was. And then we brought it up when we were talking about the companions, and it wasn't my favorite for the companions, but I think as far as the Brigadier, it has to be my favorite Brigadier serial, because we get to see the Mirrorverse Brigadier and his shaved mustache.
I have to go with the Daemons.
Also very good.
So good.
Which one is the one that the Brigadier
Really shines.
Yeah, it's like his character.
Right. Not that you're the best one with him in it,
Right,
but the one
yeah.
where he's the best.
That's why I keep going back to Infernos, because it's just a really good serial. But I keep saying it's not my favorite serial.
But it's the alternate Brigadier for me.
But I think it might be my favorite for the Brigadier.
For me, it would still either be the Daemons or...
Oddly enough, I thought the Brigadier was really good in the Three Doctors.
He is.
Because that's like the first time we see him off-world.
Agreed. Either the Daemons or the Three Doctors or... Well, you haven't seen the Five Doctors yet.
I haven't.
But the Five Doctors.
I think
good.
Inferno's my favorite with the Brigadier so far. But I've not seen all Brigadier serials.
It's going to take you a while.
I'm trying to think of one that I might like more than Inferno. Just as the Brigadier being the Brigadier. He's good in all his serials, though.
Okay, believe it or not, was it Invasion of the Dinosaurs?
Yeah, the one with the...
Right, but he's talking to this guy and he's being him, and he's talking to this guy and he's being him, and...
He's kind of running the show.
Yeah.
Organizing things. He was also really good the first ever serial we meet him in the Web...
The Web of Fear.
Web of Fear, that's the one.
The second
where
Doctor,
where they're like blowing up tunnels and stuff.
Parts of the underground, yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why they brought him back. He's just so good.
Over and over and over again. He's amazing. Not the best companion, but in the top 10. He's basically, he's very much a top tier companion. Yeah, in the top 10. He's really, really good, and I really wish he was still alive. And I wish he'd gotten to be in the modern Doctor Who, the 21st century Doctor Who, the way he was supposed to before he passed away. But at least he made it in the Sarah Jane Adventures, one of the Russell T Davies spin-offs.
Yeah.
Alright.
I watched the pilot for K9, and then we watched...
Well, we did K9 and Company. We watched the K9 and Company.
And then we watched the first episode for the Sarah Jane Adventures, have we?
Mm-mm. No, we've not watched that.
We have not.
That's
right.
You're mistaking that
I
with K9 and Company because it had Sarah Jane.
Yeah, so it's just K9 and Company I've seen so far.
Yeah. We will eventually get through the third-party stuff as we do a lot of the Fifth Doctor, which has 2-part episodes and stuff, and some of it on its own when we do Heroes and Villains. And then we will eventually get to 20th century or 21st century Doctor Who, the current revival. Mm-hmm. And we'll watch, along with the single episode stuff, a bunch of the spin-offs, like Torchwood, Sarah Jane Adventures, etc.
Yes.
Class. Yeah. Alright.
Anything else?
No. I think that's it. Alright.
Here.
We'll see you in about 2 minutes.
Talk about his romance.
Well, we'll talk about Sergeant Benton. Alright, next episode, Sergeant Benton.
Brigadier's private life and his
private life.
He
does eventually get married.
He
marries his high school sweetheart a long ways down the line. They eventually have a daughter, which takes over his position at unit.
Mm-hmm. I like how he's so private about his family life that we as the viewers don't even find out until
He's a gentleman.
Yeah.
An officer and a gentleman.
You never see his wife. Alright.
Trying to remember. I can't remember. I think you might once.
See you next time.
Alright, see you next time.